Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Gil Talks conference, presented by yours truly, Christian Gil. First off, I'd like to thank Nichols College for allowing me to host the first ever Gil conference right here in Dudley, Massachusetts. I won't be the only one speaking with you today. First off, we have James Rotella talking to everybody about the obstacles faced being a successful entrepreneur. Next, we'll also have Miguel Riano talking about the pyramid of success created by the late, great John Wooden. And to finish off today's wonderful conference, we have five-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady coming in to talk to everyone. Greatest quarterback of all time. But with all that being said, I'm here to start off today's conference about the myths of effective decision making. According to the Center for Creative Leadership, there are 6 myths of decision making. The first one is try it again. The second is slow down, ask some questions. The third one is operate under chaos. The fourth one is ask and listen. The fifth one is get some help. And the final one is let your ego go. So today, I'm going to touch upon 4 of the 6 myths for decision making. Not because those 4 are more important than the other 2, but it's because if I talked about all 6 of them, I won't have enough time to let all the other speakers come in. So first off, I'm going to talk about try it again. Now, by show of hands, who here has failed at something in life, in career, and, just stop trying? You ask the girl out, she says no. What, are you just going to walk back and be like, oh, she rejected me? Nah, you got to keep trying. Not too long ago, I was sitting in the same seat that you're sitting in right now. I was a college student looking for a job. I just finished up a 1-year internship at Boston College, working in their athletic marketing department. I thought, hey, I've been there for a full year. When they're hiring, I got a shoe-in. So I went for the interview. A couple weeks later, I hear back they hired outside the company, someone that never interned for them before. In my mind, I'm like, wow, how could this happen? And I got all down on myself. I thought I'll never find a job. Nothing would ever be like, I went to college for nothing. But then that mentality came in. You just got to try again. You got to keep trying. Not always your first option is always going to work. And take it from George Steinbrenner, the late owner of the New York Yankees. Boo, Yankees stink. Let's go Red Sox. Yeah, I know. We're in Massachusetts. But does anybody remember that basketball team in Cleveland? Oh, I see a couple LeBron fans in the back. No, I'm not talking about the Cavaliers. But I'm talking about the first basketball team to ever play in Cleveland. The Pipers. You know why you probably haven't heard of them? Because they went bankrupt 3 years after George Steinbrenner bought the team back in the 1960s. After owning the team, it just went bankrupt. But that didn't stop George Steinbrenner from going out and trying to buy another team. Back in 1973, George Steinbrenner and a group of investors purchased the New York Yankees for $8.8 million. And now, according to Forbes magazine, the New York Yankees, as of 2017, is worth $3.7 billion. And as much as I hate to say it, the Yankees are one of the most iconic sports franchises in the world. You see that interlocking NY, you know it's the Yankees. No matter where you are, you know that's the Yankees. And it didn't stop George Steinbrenner after failing the first time to purchase another team. He went on and did it. And he was very successful with it, as you can see. So if you don't succeed the first time, don't let it get in the way. Just go out and try again and keep trying. Because, maybe your 100th time that you tried, it's actually going to be successful. The second area of the myths of decision making that I'm going to be talking about today is slow down and ask some questions. Effective decision making isn't measured by a stopwatch. You need to sit down and actually analyze all different aspects of the decision before making it. Because sometimes the quick decisions aren't always the best ones. There's sometimes that you don't get the luxury of being able to, sit down and analyze every little part of a decision when making it. Like when you're making a critical thinking decision. You don't have that luxury. So, what I tell people is usually just go with your gut. Your gut instincts is going to tell you what you need to do. Usually the best decisions are made after it comes down when someone who took a little time, did some research, asked some questions. I remember there was this one time, my first job right out of college, I worked at Lids. The basic hat store, everything like that. They were closing down the store in my mall. It was like a little sister shop of Lids. It's called the Lids Locker Room. The regional manager came in, the district manager came in, wanted to sit us down and talk to us. Basically, they had their decision already made. They knew that they were going to shut down the store. But before that, they wanted to ask us a couple questions. But you can see it in their face that they had the decision already made. They weren't going to change what they were thinking. When I brought to them to that idea of, we live just 10 miles away from MetLife Stadium. At that time, people come in and buy jerseys for the games that they're going to that weekend. For example, if the Jets are playing the Dolphins, where is someone going to get a Dolphins jersey on such short notice rather than a Lids Locker Room store that sells jerseys for every single team? They started understanding where I was coming from, and I said, because Bergen County is closed on Sundays because of the blue law, they have nowhere else in Bergen County to go except for Willowbrook Mall, which is in Passaic County, which is able to sell clothing on Sundays. They're going to lose so much revenue for people that are looking to buy things such last minute, especially during holiday seasons when they want to buy that gift for someone else that's a fan of God knows who, the Los Angeles Rams, or they're a fan of the Houston Astros. Like, where are you going to find that in a small little area in North Jersey, which is predominantly Giants, Jets, Yankees, Mets? When they started getting that to click in their head, they understood, maybe they should have asked some questions to the people that worked there. Maybe they should have slowed down their decision making and not been so quick on making that decision. Later on, the store's still open because of some things that we were able to tell them. They actually sat down and listened to us, asked some questions that I never thought they were going to do. I just thought, hey, they came in knowing that they're going to shut down the store, waiting for it to shut down, and weren't going to let anybody know. But with the help of me and a couple other assistant managers, we were able to keep that store open. And now it's actually one of the most prosperous Lids Locker Room stores in the country. Not even in the district, not even in the region, but in the country. Just for staying open because of those small little ideas that came from us. Finally, the last two myths that I'm going to be talking about today is let the ego go and also get some help. I believe both of these actually go hand in hand, so I just combine them together. Just because of the title that's on your nameplate doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else. Self-confidence and ego are very common characteristics in leaders, but a true leader is never afraid to ask someone for help, ask for input, needs help with anything. Some unsuccessful entrepreneurs actually run their businesses into the ground because they let their ego get above them. So if there's a few things that you take away from my presentation today in the first ever Gil Talks conference, is that if you don't succeed, try again. And keep trying. Try, because eventually you are going to succeed. Also, when making a decision, take your time and don't be afraid to ask questions. Because a perfect decision being made doesn't always come right away. You have to analyze everything. Take the time to figure everything out. Also, the last couple things is toss your ego out the window. Crumple it up into a little ball, toss it out. Because you know what? It's no good in the workplace. And with that ego, you can ask some questions without it. Because asking questions is always helpful. Everyone's going to help you no matter what. Don't think that you're better than someone else. Because you know what? We aren't Wonder Woman. We aren't Superman. At times, we need some help from other people. I'd like to thank you all and have a great day.